It began with James.
Lizzie, was that you saying you're ready, or James?
No, I don't want to take away anyone's time, but if Lizzie's ready, um, but just the question to get out there for later, is earlier I was asking about the attending to multiple conversations at the same time, which potentially could tie into just how the telepathy is working as far as like lines of communication is how I see it.
Attending multiple conversations at the same time through lines of communication. I had James's video queued up, gathering clips and bits of data to piece together. But then it was one interference after another, multiple lines of communication interfering with the culmination of this video. He emailed me after my participation in the Sunday meeting. His words filled me with love as he ended with, "Thank you for allowing your voice to be heard and for speaking up for the voiceless." I noticed his email name was different than how he's introduced himself. I asked about this difference. I've been Jimmy all my life, but when I became a vocal activist in our community for S2C, I began to shift to James because I'm James Taylor.
Like I said, this is a tune that Carol wrote, and I recorded it on my most recent album because I really like it. And since a lot of other people seem to like it too, they pulled it for a single, for whatever that's worth. Let's see. When you're down.
I couldn't help but read between the lines, because I tend to read between the lines, especially because there are multiple conversations needing attending at the same time. But we are taught to flatten lines of communication until they can be taken at face value, as summed up in the adage, "I can't read your mind." He included a story he wrote about an experience he had years ago. I felt honored he shared the story with me and asked if I could include it with this video, and if so, could he record it? Because I love to hear the voices of those who have voices but can often not be heard.
Recently, I was thinking about Aiden's first spelling to communicate session. Along with all the familiar emotions that wash over a parent when their child is embarking on a new therapy, I had no idea that two worlds were about to collide. The old world of parent as caregiver, and the new world of parent as communication partner. Not only was Aiden being presented with the gift of reclaiming his life, but unbeknownst to me, I was being presented with a massive opportunity. This is the same opportunity that all dads are given, the opportunity to engage with life like you never have before. As your child discovers their place in the world, you'll discover things about yourself you didn't know you had. Like, you do have the patience to learn something completely new later in life. You do have the time that you didn't think you had before. You are a cheerleader, filled with spontaneity and unabashed enthusiasm, and it is okay to cry out loud when you read underestimated to your child. The wonderful thing about this opportunity is that it's waiting for you every day. It has taken me a lot of work to reach this place in Aiden's journey, but it's no longer work. I am no longer a bystander in Aiden's life, waiting for something to happen, wondering how he is feeling, hoping things get better. Now, we work through meltdowns together. He tells me when his head hurts, and I know when things are getting better. I've learned the limits of language, or rather the limits of my vocabulary, when trying to find the words to describe what it was like when I helped him find just the right shade of blue for his bedroom, or when he told me he prefers blue jeans, shirts with stripes, and Crocs, no socks. Life has opened up in a way that I could never have expected. Aiden has said that he wants to learn everything and talk to everyone. I'm thrilled that I can go along for the ride. My sincere hope is that when opportunity comes knocking at your door, you let it in and get ready for the ride of your life.
I looked up S2C and came back with a result, source to content. That's how my mind read it. It actually was source to contract, but source to content was what I saw and thought it was perfect. James Taylor, a vocal activist. I mean, come on, how obvious can this be? This James Taylor is bringing source information into our current content, but surely he must sing. He can't have a name like James Taylor and a writing skill and not sing. It turned out S2C meant spelling to communicate, but we both preferred my between the lines interpretation. Sometimes things are meant to be lost in translation, because anyone working with source information really does well when going between the lines. Our back and forth yielded a gold mine of between the lines communication when he sent me a boon. He shared, "When Aiden was born, I began to learn guitar. It started as something grounding for my new role as a parent. I would strum and learn the basics during all the downtime early on. Then, once I learned basic chord structures, the words started to come. It never seemed like I was creating anything. Rather, I was finding things that already existed. To me, the songs have always been there, and now I could access." As I write this, boom, isn't that the message that we're being told? Boom indeed. He was remembering he already had access to attending multiple tracks at the same time, but the world had informed him he needed to flatten those lines out and get rid of the interferences. But in actuality, he didn't get rid of those lines of communication. He just called them an interference. And of course, James Taylor made this discovery during his downtime, not creating a song he created.
Getting ready to spread our wings and fly. And I know, boy, with eyes like the sea, and when I look into them, I find a calming peace. I know, boy, with a smile so wide, it fills me up inside with a selfish pride. We're just sitting on top of our rainbow. We're just waiting for our star to shine. We're just sitting on top of our rainbow, getting ready to spread our wings and fly. Getting ready to spread our wings and fly. Take my hand, my little friend. Take my hand and I'll show you what I can in this long, lonely world till you find your way. You count on me. It's a long, lonely world till you find your way. You count on me.
The data was piling up. He was helping me co-create this video. This back and forth went on until my Monday conversation I shared in the "You Know Who You Are" video took me out. James was one of the 3 emails I had in my inbox I wanted to respond to. One, I hoped I could pick up the co-created thread where we left off. But interference upon interference continued to the point I thought I was out. The thread had been lost and I was done. I hadn't recognized yet that all these interferences were continuing to unfold the answer to his question about attending multiple conversations at the same time through lines of communication. I dipped my toe back into the community, wondering if I was going to get a cold shoulder or criticism from my "You Know Who You Are" video. The response from this meeting would inform me of my next move. As soon as I turned on my camera, Melissa acknowledged me with delight, appreciation, and a warm welcome and asked if it was okay she highlighted the Shiro channel. And then it began again with James.
Yeah, I'm happy to share anything. I'm not sure, Aiden, where he would want me to go. I have lots to say about a lot of things, so I don't know. Um, uh, I, well, I don't know, Kim, I'm kind of feeling motivated to just a little bit give on this topic that I think about a lot, and it's the dads. It's the piece that's missing from all this. And so I have a lot to say about that. And I don't know. There needs to be some sort of separate forum for dads to come together and have a place to um for one to get involved. I mean, it's a huge topic, as everybody here knows, and the divorce rate is massive once the diagnosis comes down, and men bail, and that's always bothered me, and so I'm Aiden's primary caregiver for years now, and so I'm in it, and I see how difficult it is, and a lot of dads I hear from moms don't use the letterboard, and I just can't believe that. And I just want to possibly be a voice of encouragement that you're missing out here, and through that process of getting involved with your child on the letterboard, the just the standard American male can start seeing that they don't have to be that way. They can be vulnerable. They can allow themselves to learn something new, and also develop a relationship with their child. Everything that we're experiencing. So I know I'm a little bit probably a little scattered on that, but there's just a lot there, and maybe that's what he wants me to speak up about, because it's something that, is very obvious, and I'm not wagging my finger, it's like, I think often about a favorite of mine is that Goodwill Hunting moment when he says to Will, he's like, "It's not your fault." "Oh, I know it's not. I know it's not." And he's just trying to get him to know, "Hey man, it's not your fault. It's okay. There's opportunity here. You can start over. You can grow."
The dads. I didn't know which it began with to create this video from. So many lines of communication to tend to. Which one was the answer? I couldn't see how it all fit together. I kept asking Aiden and any one of his friends to help me see how it all fit together. What was the connection between tending to all these lines of communication and dads? Maybe there wasn't a connection. Oh, maybe they aren't connected. But I hadn't connected. Maybe they aren't connected. I didn't even hear myself saying the answer. I kept asking the gang to help me. Stick with it. Then another interference. Magic called. Yes, I actually procreated with Magic. His birth name is Maciek, but when he introduced himself with his Polish accent, people heard Magic, so he went with it. I'm at the train station. I came to pick Ava up after school, and she still isn't here. Do you have her location? I felt the anxiety in his voice. I pulled up the location app and waited for the signal to connect. She's at your house. I told her I would pick her up. Our conversation continued as he headed home. Our shared intention was to help him address his anger before he got home. We were not successful. I returned to my liminal space, pondering the question of multiple lines of communication and dads, while Magic returned to his home to tend to his daughter and his anger. How is this connected? Guys, I'm not seeing the connection between dads and attending to multiple lines of communication. I'm circling and circling. Then Ava calls. Another interference. She was outraged. Dad came in really mad, but after I explained what happened, he said he was sorry. She shared the play-by-play of the conversation, expressing hurt, anger, and Doesn't he know who I am? He texted her asking if he could have a minute. I said, well, I'll let you go. No, Mom, stay on the phone with me. I don't want to talk to him. She responded to his text. I can't talk now. I'm on the phone with Mom and then I need to do homework. She returned her focus back to our call. Mom, I just can't right now. And we returned to our play-by-play until I heard his voice in the background, just taking that minute. I waited. Then she started crying. Dad said he's stressed out because something happened at work, and that's why he ended up taking it out on me. What am I supposed to do? Now I feel terrible. We continued our call. She needed support to help shift her to a homework mind, completely inaccessible in her upset mind. Oh, Mom, I'm making a connection to the story I wrote in class today. Read it to me.
The prompt was, write about a story that someone should know about you before meeting you. I wrote, all 70 pounds of me was angrily pounding my fists at my father. I whined, I deserve my after-dinner treat. It was like a siren to my father's ears. Go to your room, he commanded in a stern voice. Outraged, I ran to my room. Tears flowed through my eyes. How could I be so disregarded? How could nobody care about what I was feeling? I thought. I started to pack up my favorite stuffed animals, a few blankets, a couple of outfits, and 4 pairs of shoes. I ran downstairs with my stuffed backpack and exclaimed to my dad, I'm running away. He laughed at me, grabbed his keys, and asked me, where do you want me to bring you? Struggling to gain the power back, I thought for a reply. I told him, I'm going to give you one more chance to be nice to me.
No way. Ava, oh my God, that's so good. And I can't believe the key you just gave me. That's the connection I was looking for all day. Can I use this in my video? Yes. Will you send me an audio? Because I'd love for it to be in your voice. I'll give you one more chance to be nice to me. This was a Good Will Hunting scene James referred to.
So, what is it, like Will has an attachment disorder? Is it all that stuff? Fear of abandonment? Is that why I broke up with Skylar?
I didn't know you had.
I did.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Hey, Will. I don't know a lot. You see this? All this shit. This is not your fault. Look at me, son. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I know.
No, you don't. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
All right.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault.
Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean. Not you.
It's not your fault.
James kept saying, it's not your fault. Try again. Keep trying. Magic texted me. I'm very sorry to you as well. Attending to multiple lines of communication isn't easy for anyone. I had a hard time making the connection that what all these interferences that happened the moment James and I connected actually gave me the experience of what it's like to have so many interferences. The gang encouraged me to keep going. James encouraged me to keep going. Melissa encouraged me to keep going. And so did others in this community. James Taylor, you have a beautiful voice. Yes, it's obvious there are not many men in this community that show up, but you are, and you are already tending to multiple lines of communication. You just don't see it yet. Or maybe you do. So keep going.
Start to shine.